welcome back to my channel and welcome to summer. It is finally summer here on our side of the mountain officially, and we have started our summer calendar. And I've been seeing a lot of people on Instagram and social media posting their summer plans, and especially those like 5-day, like Monday through Friday, every day has a theme posts. And so every time I see those, it kind of like gives me heart palpitations. So I wanted to share this video of a different way that you guys can plan your summers with your families that you can actually achieve, that doesn't seem so overwhelming, so that by the time that July comes and August, you're still excited about summer and what's going on with your family instead of feeling burdened down by these daily themes that are pretty popular on social media right now. So if you want another idea of how you can plan your summers with your families, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is an idea that I've actually shared before on my here on YouTube, so you may have already seen the video. This is just kind of an updated version of it. And I've had different approaches to summer as my kids have been growing, but I've always fallen back on how I was raised and just something that my mom incorporated. And this year, I've kind of like shaved off all the extra stuff and I'm sticking with what I love and what I know best. Now, as I mentioned previously, the really popular theme right now is to have a daily theme. So make it Monday, try it Tuesday, water Wednesday, Thursday, whatever, and then field trip Friday or something like that. And when I see those, I feel like they're very exciting and they're lots of fun. But I think that if you are going to try and approach a daily theme where every day of the week you're doing something with your family or with your kids, you are going to have a little bit of burnout. Some people do it and they probably do it successfully, but for me, I have to have downtime. I have to have time for me. I run a business here at home. I have my YouTube channel content that I'm always wanting to create. I'm planning for homeschool, and I have personal hobbies and likes that I want to try and do, as well as just having days where I can sit down and scroll through Pinterest and not feel like, well, we got to get up and do something, or I'm looking for something specific because tomorrow is this themed day. So this is what I have decided to do, and I incorporate a calendar that is going to include downtime or unplanned, unscheduled days, as well as days that I'm going to have something planned. And I'll show you here in a minute. But I think that it's a great way to do your summer because, number one, it gives your kids an opportunity to be bored. I think that boredom is important. I grew up on boredom, right? Like, think of your own childhood. You grow up on boredom, and giving the kids an opportunity to try and figure out what they can do instead of always having an activity prepared for them. And number two, when I have a calendar, like I'll show you here in a minute, printed out, then the kids know where they can go and say, oh, okay, well, today is going to be boring, or today and tomorrow is going to be boring, but then the next day, this is what mom has planned, or we have this upcoming trip that we can get excited for, or something like that. So here's how I do it. I do mine on PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint. If you don't have Microsoft PowerPoint, you can definitely use Canva. It's a free design program, canva.com. There is an upgrade that you can do it, but this particular thing you can do for free on Canva if you're Canva savvy. I don't know. I'm sure that there's other ways that you can do it, but I use PowerPoint because I have PowerPoint on my computer. And I believe we're in a day and age where that's not like standard. People don't do that, but I do. So this is what I create. This is a previous year. So if you're a troll, then you can't stalk us because this is what we did last year. And because it was 2020 last year, all of my activities, in fact, are at home activities because it was June, obviously. So we were still doing a lot of, we were just not exactly sure what was going on, right? Okay, so let me show you kind of some examples. Now, the first thing that I do before I get out my calendar here is I've had this for a long time, I just continue to add to it, is a list of things to do. And you can find these lists on Pinterest. I always go to Pinterest to find new ideas, and just a list of places to go, crafts you can do, baking activities you can do, free things, stuff in your area, all of those kinds of things. So plan a night or a couple of days where you can sit down and just get on Pinterest or on Google and just search things to do, summer activities for kids, all that kind of stuff. And you can actually incorporate some of those, like, make it Monday or whatever, those fun like themes that you want to do as a part of it. I would just recommend not to do it every single day, right? Every single Monday we make a craft. Every single Tuesday we do something in the kitchen and bake, because that is going to get exhausting, as I mentioned before. So here's an example of my calendar, and you'll see there's a lot of blank days. Those are days that we literally don't do anything. And this particular year, I had left Saturdays open because my husband was working from home. He was often around or kind of having lunch with us, in and out of the activities. And so I didn't feel like I needed to dedicate a specific Saturday to be with him. In previous years and this coming year, I always plan something on Saturday because he is off of work and we can make it kind of a fun activity. You'll want to get online in your, look in your city area for summer, festivals, the 4th of July. Oftentimes cities have festivals during the 4th of July, or maybe you have, a couple of days where there's a themed, like an art and wine festival maybe, or whatever. Concerts in the park are another fun thing that cities often do. This calendar doesn't have any of those because it was 2020, but movies in the park or concert series, those are suggestions of things you can just look up and put one or maybe two on your calendar. I also had a budget. This calendar's not a good example, but I also have a budget of X amount of dollars that I can spend every summer. And so maybe within that budget, you would want to take your kids to the theater one day and just say, we're going to go to the theater, whatever, or you want to spend money over at the water park. So you can find activities that you spend money to, as well, if you have like a vacation fund, which would count for a camping trip or a road trip. But then also look for other things in your area that may have admission fees, and you can incorporate that as a part of your summer budget. Again, this calendar was a lot of crafts and at-home activities because our communities were all shut down last year. So just a few suggestions. I always have picnic days. We are actually starting our summer this year with a teddy bear picnic, and my kids are going to bring all their stuffies. I feel like we have way more stuffies than is necessary, and maybe you're in that boat too. One of the benefits and huge blessings of homeschool is it keeps your kids innocent longer. My oldest is going to be turning 9 this summer, and I feel like a lot of his peers might, scoff at a teddy bear picnic, but my 8-year-old / turning 9 is just thrilled with the idea. He's very excited about it. So blessings of homeschool is it really does keep your kids innocent and in this childhood-like state for a longer, because they're going to get to be adults for the rest of their lives. Let them live in the magic that is childhood. So picnics, you can look for all different kinds of parks in your area as well, or hiking trails, or somewhere that you can go just to experience, your area. We've just moved into this new city, so we've got a lot of exploring to do, and I'm excited about that. So picnics is an opportunity. Scavenger hunt is a suggestion. You could do a neighborhood scavenger hunt or a park scavenger hunt. One year we lived really close to a cemetery. In fact, we live close to a cemetery here too, and we did a cemetery scavenger hunt. All of these suggestions, a very creative person has made it online. I guarantee it. Look on Pinterest, look on Google, and you're going to find somebody who has ideas, and you can just either whip something up on your own on some kind of word processing document, or I'm sure you could probably print off ideas that they have. The internet is full of free things. Can we get a shout out to the mamas of our generation who did it all without the internet, right? My mom, my grandma that raised their kids, and my mom was an exceptional, phenomenal summer planner, but she did it without the internet, and cheers to her. Okay, kitchen day. This is another thing that I always do every summer. We sometimes have multiple kitchen days because And my daughter now has declared she's going to be a chef when she grows up. So she's very excited to bake things. And this is kind of a fun thing for me because I get to go through that Pinterest feed that I'm constantly adding to. How many of you, we all have, you know, the meals or the to try Pinterest board, and then we just like forget about it. Open up that Pinterest board, thumb through it, find something you want, go to the store, get the ingredients, and bake it with your kids. It's just a really fun thing to get yourself in the kitchen, trying new recipes for no reason other than to just make it. It's lots of fun. My kids love it. Okay, water days. We always do water days, and we do different things for the water. So sometimes we'll go to a splash pad or the community swimming pool. Sometimes we'll go up to the reservoir. Sometimes I'll just like run the sprinklers in the backyard. Or we'll rent a slip and slide or a water bounce house and invite friends over. So the opportunity or the options are pretty endless. You just have to incorporate water in your day. And I have done that often. Now this year, we're going to have a swimming day almost every single week. I try to put a water day every week last summer, but it got to be kind of complicated because #2020. But in future years and in past years, I do try to have water one day a week during the summer, okay? And then these ones are just a bunch of like craft ideas. Again, get on your Pinterest board, and if you don't already have one, make one of just summer activities. Mine's actually called Summer Camp because I have hosted summer camps in the past. Many of you have watched my how to host a summer camp video, so that might not be new, but we're going to, what would I say here? Oh, garden stones, a painting studio. We went to a painting studio. Did we do that last year? That must have been, yeah, it was last year actually. We just went to one of those painting studios where you buy overpriced ceramics and then paint them there in their studio. Anyway, we made fairy gardens with my kids. Again, another picnic and a happy Father's Day. And then this right here is a camping area where we went up into the Mount Timpanogos area and went camping. So I like PowerPoint because it lets you make these like bars, and then you can cover a couple of days if you have, you know, you're going on a trip or you have family visiting and you want to just mark off those days to let your kids know this is what's coming up. We can be excited about it. Yeah, today I don't have anything planned and you're going to have to be creative, but tomorrow, you know, I have things coming up. So this is just an example. Now, as far as this like top thing, again, this is just a bunch of Google images that I kind of, you know, placed in here. It was all free. I didn't buy anything. These are all like free clip arts that you get on Google Images. So I just would type in, you know, baking or kitchen. Sometimes I try to get creative and do more than one picture. It looks like this year I didn't, but it just is a way that you can have downtime for yourself. Super important, as well as have engaging, intentional time with your kids. So, and on top of it, you're not going to have the burden of trying to find something to do every single day. And I know that with those type of daily themed calendars, you're only talking about, you know, maybe it's even like a 20, 30, 40-minute activity. It's not necessarily all day. But for me, it's just it's mentally taxing for me to have to come up with all of those activities for every single day during the week. And then you just have Saturday off. I mean, now you've just given yourself a full-time job, and motherhood is of course a full-time job, but I do have my own housemaking responsibilities. I am the homemaker of our house here. So I still have laundry. I still have to clean the house. I still have meals and shopping and all of those things on top of, you know, running my YouTube channel and creating the content here and running my at-home business and my fit club and all of the things that I do outside of being my kid's mom. So being a mom is super important, but we also have other obligations. And I have found that this kind of calendar for summer really like feeds into the fun and the excitement and getting things done during summer while still feeding in to having some time off. So it's just another option. And like I mentioned before, you can definitely incorporate some of those themed days that are really popular on Pinterest, and they're everywhere. I have even pinned some because I want to say like, you know, on Monday we're going to make something, but we do it like one Monday out of the whole month. And then So anyway, that's just my suggestion. Hopefully you find some helpful tips or tricks about it. Maybe I'll get on the internet, or maybe I'll just whip up, like the actual template, and then you can, drop in your pictures and such. If you want to, let me know if that's something that you would want to have available on my Teachers Pay Teachers shop. Just put that in the comments below. Let me know some things that you do with your families during the summer every year, maybe that you always incorporate to keep your summers moving, fun, and happy. So anyway, thanks for watching another one of my videos. If you are new to my channel, my name is Kaylin, and this is Full Purpose and Heart. A lot of homeschool content comes through my channel, but I also just like talking about, of course, in the summertime, what we do here to keep our kids busy and happy. So hopefully you'll consider subscribing if you are new. We'd love to have you guys come along. And then of course, over on Instagram, I've got my life over there too at kaylin.morel if you want to see what's going on our side of the mountain. So we'll talk to you guys later in another video. Have a good one.